you may still believe that truth is enough, that what you are, your character, your competence, your values will be seen and respected without effort. But let me warn you, if they do not see you, if they do not hear you, if they do not fear you, then for all political purposes you do not exist. This is not philosophy. This is reality. In courts, in republics, in private rooms where power is dealt quietly, only the perceived are remembered, and only the remembered are obeyed. The man who controls nothing of how he is seen becomes invisible, not physically but politically. He is overlooked, misquoted, sidelined, rewritten, and in time, erased. Because the harsh truth is this: reality in the minds of men is not built on what is. It is built on what seems. And if you do not shape what seems to be true, someone else will, and they will not do it in your favor. Men are not moved by truth. They are moved by what they see, what they hear, and what they believe. This is why I wrote that men judge more by their eyes than by their touch. Reality as you imagine it, objective, solid, factual, is irrelevant in the affairs of power. It is not what is true that holds weight. It is what is perceived to be true. If you are seen as strong, you are treated as strong. If you are seen as indecisive, you are ignored no matter your intentions. Perception governs loyalty. Perception governs fear. Perception governs whether you are obeyed or forgotten. Consider the prince who governs wisely but is perceived as weak. His enemies multiply. His allies hesitate. His reforms are questioned and his decrees mocked. Meanwhile, the prince who acts with calculated cruelty, who projects strength and silence, may win fewer hearts but will lose fewer battles. His reality is shaped by appearance. His enemies second-guess themselves. His subjects tread lightly. It does not matter that one is more just. It matters which one is believed to be more dangerous. This is not corruption. This is nature. The masses do not seek truth. They seek direction, and they follow the image that looks most certain. You must not wait to be seen correctly. You must craft the image they see. You must project what you want remembered. Because the man who is silent, who leaves his identity to interpretation, is redefined by those who need him weakened. The prince who does not shape his myth is consumed by the stories others write in his place. And in politics, every silence is a sentence written by your enemies. If you do not learn this, you will live in a truth that no one respects, while your rival lives in a lie that everyone obeys. If you do not define yourself, someone else will, and they will not do it kindly. They will do it strategically, quietly, ruthlessly. In every court I have observed, the man who hesitated to speak for himself became the subject of stories designed to weaken him. They questioned his ambition, mocked his silence, assigned motives he never held. And once those perceptions took root, the truth became irrelevant. He was not remembered as he was. He was remembered as they needed him to be. This is how political death begins, not with exile, but with erasure. Your rivals are never idle. They understand that power is not seized in a single strike. It is eroded slowly by rumor, by distortion, by misrepresentation, repeated enough times to become fact. And if you leave space for doubt, they will fill it. If you remain silent in moments that demand definition, they will speak for you. They will call your caution weakness, your mercy indecision, your distance irrelevance. And because you offered no counter-image, theirs becomes the only one that exists. You are now an idea in their hands, not a threat, not a ruler, an absence. Do not be fooled. Visibility without control is exposure. You cannot be everywhere. But when you appear, you must define what that appearance means. You must mark each move with intention. Because once they are no longer sure what you stand for, they will decide for themselves. And they will shape a version of you they can manage, ignore, or destroy. The prince who lets others define him dies long before he is buried. His influence shrinks. His memory is reshaped. And in the end, no one fears him. Not because he lacked strength, but because he failed to own his reflection. If you wish to endure, you must do more than act. You must control the interpretation of your actions. In politics, meaning is not discovered, it is assigned. And unless you assign it first, others will do it for you. You must control the room, the story, and the mind. That begins with the first law. Never allow others to introduce you. Your first impression must not be left to rumor or assumption. You must arrive with force, clarity, and mystery. Speak once, speak well, and speak last. Let others fill the silence with noise. You fill it with authority. From your first words, define the narrative. Set the tone. Be concise, be firm, and never reveal more than is necessary. Second, restrict your visibility. The man who is always seen is never missed. The man who speaks often is rarely heard. Appear rarely, but with precision. When you enter a room, let it shift. When you speak, let it echo. Your mystique must be maintained like a blade, polished, sharpened, kept hidden until needed. Let others wonder what you are thinking. Let them discuss your absence. That speculation becomes power, because men do not fear what they understand. They fear what they cannot predict. Third, use language as a weapon. Do not ask, declare, do not suggest. Director, let your words be few and final. The man who wraps his commands in explanation invites debate. The man who speaks like a verdict silences opposition before it forms. Learn the art of appearing fair while acting decisively. Cloak severity in duty. Frame force as necessity. Speak to their desires but act in your interest. This is not deceit, this is governance. Fourth, stage your moments. Public rituals matter more than private intent. Appear merciful, once. Punish openly, once. Reward with spectacle. Withdraw without comment. Every action you take in the open must be choreographed to reinforce your legend. The people must remember what they saw, not what you said. Let your reputation travel further than your presence. If your image is strong enough, they will obey your shadow. Lastly, punish revisionists early. If anyone attempts to distort your image while you live, crush them, not with noise but with clarity. Correct them once, cleanly and publicly. Let others see what happens when your name is handled lightly. Reputation is a wall. One crack invites siege. You must never allow that first breach. Because if others begin to rewrite you, they are not correcting. They are replacing. And when you are replaced in the mind, you are replaced in the world. You must now accept what most men cannot, that obscurity is not safety. It is death. If you are not shaping how they see you, they are shaping you into something weaker, something smaller, something disposable. And once they no longer fear misrepresenting you, they no longer fear you. Your story does not write itself, and power does not wait for fairness. It moves where the story moves. If you are not directing that story, then you are already dissolving inside it. You are being spoken of in the past tense while you still breathe. I tell you this not to inspire fear, but discipline. You must become a sculptor of perception. Every word, every silence, every appearance must reinforce the legend you wish to leave behind. If you do not do this, your image will rot in the hands of others. And when you are no longer useful, they will forget you. They will praise your kindness while ignoring your authority. They will quote your wisdom while discarding your example. And in time, they will not even remember you enough to lie about you. Control is not in the act, it is in the memory. And memory is political. You must live in such a way that even your absence commands attention. And that is only possible if you own the lens through which others see you. Do not confuse power with position. A man in office can still be erased if his image is not guarded. Do not confuse virtue with permanence. A good man is forgotten faster than a feared one. What lasts is what is shaped. What is remembered is what is reinforced. Control their perception or be reduced to a footnote in someone else's fiction.